Hello and welcome back to another Formula 1 2020 My Team Series episode with Quantum Mercedes F1. Today we are going to be taking on the challenge of the Chinese Grand Prix. Let's quickly go across, do some activities. We've got quite a bit of time in between now and the Chinese Grand Prix, so let's get as much done as possible. I'm very much looking forward to this weekend. If you haven't watched the last episode, definitely go and watch it because it was an unexpected turn of events, which found us in a position where we didn't necessarily think we were going to be. Let's just say that much. I'm not actually going to do that one in particular, just because I do need my aero chassis and durability departments to be a lot better than minus 2.5%, and we don't need to worry about the powertrain too much. Anyway, moving through, we can see our performance comparison before simulating through towards China. We're behind AlphaTauri at the moment, but miles ahead of Haas, Alfa Romeo and Williams. With the upgrades we've got coming in, I think we might be able to overtake AlphaTauri, but maybe not the likes of Renault and McLaren, but we'll see. Let's skip through and advance towards the actual Grand Prix weekend. We've got one of them has failed. That's rather annoying. Power upgrade is okay. Durability has failed as well. It just doesn't get any better, really, does it? Now then, we do have an invitational race. I'm going to quickly go off cam and do this, just because it's not very interesting. Yeah, right. Let's quickly actually go across and see what hasn't worked. So we've got nothing here. So this failed, which is extremely annoying. This has also failed. It just means we have to spend more resource points. It's very, very annoying, but it's going to happen. The chassis has been unlocked, so we can now do two major parts, and we can build our way up through the middle as well, which I won't actually be doing. I'm just going to build around the outside. Though tyre wear will have some significant effects on how our performance is around the tracks in the upcoming events. But I think for now, yeah, we're just going to stick with going around the outside. And then obviously I think we're going to do the same with the aerodynamics as well. Just because going down the middle, you get less development points, I suppose, whatever you want to call it, in comparison to the outside ones. And we want to be building up the car as much as possible, as quick as possible, I think. Yeah. But anyway, I believe there's an invitational event to do, so I'm going to go quickly do that, and I will see you guys on the other side. So guys, we have finished the invitational event. We've got our 150,000 and our little bit of a claim into the team. Let's not put in another activity. Let's get straight into the Chinese Grand Prix, shall we? We're not going to get any upgrades coming into this weekend, which is
manage our time by organising some team activities. Head to the activity screen to see.
Oh shush. Basically, the only reason he's doing that is because obviously we skipped out on part of it. I'm very tempted to do this because it will also open up our other durability parts in the tree, whereas we don't really need to open up parts of the powertrain yet. And we have got 1.5 mil, but that does leave us with nothing. And obviously we haven't overtaken the AlphaTauris because we're not going to get our upgrades until next weekend, which is extremely annoying. Yeah, look at that, completely flatlined from Australia. Can't believe it. Anyway, let's move on into the Chinese Grand Prix. I will see you guys at the end of qualifying. Alright guys, so we've made it into Q2. But the only slight problem is we've only got one set of tyres to make a lap. So it's going to have to be the lap that could never be done. Like the perfect lap. I managed to get it up to P5. It was actually a very, very nice, tidy lap. It just needed to be clean. It didn't need to necessarily be too fast. It just needed to be very clean, very precise. But as you can see here, look, we've got, this is the only set we've got. So we're gonna have to make it count, and I am quite scared. Obviously we're in the top 10, which is brilliant, absolutely brilliant news. But I'm quite worried that we're not going to be very far up. But that's okay, that's okay. I'll see you guys on the other side. Right, we've got our lap done. Where do we finish? P4. P4, that is not a bad result at all. I think we might have split the Red Bulls.
And with qualifying complete, let's review
not even split the Red Bulls, we're behind Max Verstappen, but we have beaten Charles Leclerc, who seems to be one of our main competitors in this series, as well as Sebastian Vettel, both the Ferraris in fact. We've had a lot of duels with over the last few races. It's interesting to see though how far ahead the Mercedes are, and how far ahead Max Verstappen is. Some good 5/10 ahead of me, Max Verstappen was, and then a further 2/10 to Hamilton, a further 6/10 almost to Valtteri Bottas. What a lap from him, by the way. A good full 1.2 seconds faster than us, which is mental to think. But we've got ourselves a good qualifying lap. I had to go out at the very, very end just to make sure maximum grip was available, because obviously we only had one set of tyres. But it looks like we've made good of it. Looks like we've made good. Let's see what we can do in the race.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that.
Yeah, pretty happy. I mean, P4. I'm excited to be this far up the grid, as it gives me the best shot at points. I was going to go with that. I was actually going to go with that, but I've just seen aero packages paid off, and yes, it has.
It's the start of the season. How do you think things are going to go for you?
We're going to go with a team like this. I can't fail. Yeah, there we go.
You didn't practice
Get the
much
acclaim
this
up.
weekend. Are you saving your car for the race?
Yeah, save wear and tear. Absolutely.
Great.
That's the main reason why I haven't been doing practice for the first few Grand Prix, just because we have got high wear on that ICE, and quite often it gets you to do qualifying programs, and to actually be faster in those qualifying programs, you do have to put your foot down. They don't make them easy, so yeah. But I'm gonna have to start doing practice sessions, because obviously we've got a lot of resource points that we need to fund into our departments, because otherwise they're going to start falling behind, and that is the last thing that we want. We do not want to be falling behind in this career mode, and we don't want to be falling behind Dave in his. If you don't know who that is, Morris Pace, go check him out. Link will be in the description, and there should also be a card sitting somewhere on your screen, maybe at the start of the video or the end. He'll be somewhere. Go over, check him out. He's an he's a lovely guy. We do co-op season together, so if you do want to go check out those videos as well, they are also on my channel as well as his.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
Right then, guys, so this is the start of the Chinese Grand Prix. I think we're going to stick with the pit on lap 4. I don't think we're going to need too much more than that. I'm going to give ourselves a little bit more fuel, just that we've got enough rich mix to be able to fend off these guys. Right, I suppose we better get started. Right, I'm here with Dave, and 5 red lights are about to go out. Valtteri Bottas has got pole. Can he keep it? 5 red lights are out, and away we go. Bottas got a decent start, and Hamilton got a really bad start, and Verstappen's already overtaken him. We're going to dip down the inside of turn 1 here in China, and we're actually going to get the move on both Hamilton and Verstappen. An absolutely brilliant move from myself. Just stuck it down the inside while Hamilton and Verstappen were just having a little bit of a thing with each other. We're really wayward out of that corner though, and Verstappen's just blitz straight past us. We put on our ERS to make sure that we can do something, and we've been hit by Hamilton! We've been hit by Hamilton! We're off! We've been spun! We'll go back into first gear. We're going to try and get back onto the track, make sure that we can get, well, just try not to be last, essentially. We can see there that our teammate Schumacher is in 20th. We recover to P17. And later on in lap 1, we are catching up to Raikkonen. Obviously, we're going to be a lot faster than these guys. We use our ERS, and we breeze past him quite efficiently and easy. We'll stick it into rich mix, just that we're faster down the straight than all the other AI cars. And we're actually going to dip it down the inside of Kvyat, because he's currently stuck in a bit of a train. So we might as well make the most of opportunities that we have, especially considering the start we just got, where Hamilton has absolutely cut across, well, he's hit us from behind actually, and just completely put us wayward, and we've just gone spinning off. It's mental. Anyway, moving on to lap 2 now, and we're going to come up to Magnussen and make a humongous dive bomb. Oh my goodness lord, and that was possibly overtake of the season. That was very, very far back. And moving on to lap 3 now, and we're now behind Norris after overtaking Magnussen. And we're going to actually send it around the outside this time of the same corner. We're going to have to put a bit of ERS on, stick it into rich mix just to make sure that we get the getaway off the corner. And we do overtake Norris very comfortably actually. Looks like the McLaren is struggling quite a bit in a straight line. But anyway, moving on later that lap into the start of lap 4, going into turn 1. We're chasing Esteban Ocon here. We were very, very fast through this first section. Obviously, definitely not in the first lap where we did a very, very bad mistake. This corner right here, actually. But anyway, we're catching up towards Esteban Ocon now. ERS was enabled a little bit. We stuck it into a rich mix. We're going to dip it down the inside while he's stuck in the train. And that's another very, very easy overtake. There's a yellow flag in the background, but I'm not entirely sure who it was. I think it might have been one of the Haas cars. But moving on to lap 5, there was a very small virtual safety car, and it only lasted about 5 seconds, just on the pitch, on that big straight in China. But we've actually dipped it down the inside of Carlos Sainz here, a very audacious move from myself. I'm not entirely sure that Sainz saw it coming. We've dipped it down into a lower gear, kept the revs going. We've just carried our speed into the corner rather than slowing down and getting a fast exit. And now we're dipping it down the inside of Daniel Ricciardo. We very lucky not to get damage on the back of Lance Stroll there, who went very, very slowly through the corner. But our tyres are extremely worn, about 60% now, so I think it might be about time we come into the pits, don't you? And on our way into the pits, we do find ourselves behind Lance Stroll. We may have worn tyres, but we're still very, very quick in a straight line, and we're going to stick it down the inside of Lance Stroll. Not that we really needed to, but it's fun. This is a very, very fun race where I'm able to do a lot of overtaking, and I'm definitely going to make the most of it, because it's not every day that when you're obviously as good as I am in this very, very good car. It was a complete joke. But yeah, the car is a lot quicker than these cars, so it's fun just to be able to do a little something around these cars. But anyway, we're in the pits now. I'm not entirely sure where we're going to come out. You can see Perez has already made his stop and has already come straight back out. I think they might have double stacked actually. Lance Stroll must have had damage or something. But as we come out the pits, we're actually right behind Alexander Albon, who's in P11. And we're going to try... He's gone very wide actually. He's gone very wide. And we're actually just going to stick it straight down the inside. A very, very straightforward move. His tyres must just not have been turned on as he left the pits, because it was an absolute breeze. But anyway, that was actually all of the action in the Grand Prix. Not a whole lot happened. Sebastian Vettel had to make another stop, so he ended up behind us in the race. And Valtteri Bottas ends up winning the race. Hamilton steals fastest lap just at the very end. We weren't particularly quick throughout. We went very, very wayward there in the final corner, but it doesn't really matter because we do cross the line to take P6 in the end. Not quite the result I was looking for, considering we started P4. It was a very, very good qualifying lap. But we've got to take points where we can. And we can't expect to be getting podiums every single race. And although this time we were very, very unfortunate in the fact that Lewis Hamilton has taken us out, literally just completely... well, I don't know what he was thinking. I have no idea what he was thinking, but he basically did a Lewis Hamilton on Alexander Albon. But on us! I decided it was a great idea, but that's the end of the race. Valtteri Bottas takes P1. I think Max Verstappen came P3. So I'd say we're pretty much still on level terms with Max Verstappen on points-wise. Lando Norris there, as you can see, finishing P9. Decent result for the McLaren, who don't seem to be in the best of form at the moment, I must admit. Yeah, Max Verstappen is on the podium with Bottas and Hamilton. I believe Bottas is leading the championship now. I think he was before, I'm not 100% sure. But I believe it's very close between the two Mercedes drivers. And if we look at the race stats here, you can see that in actual pace terms, we were definitely good enough for P5, as far as the best lap is concerned. And Hamilton was very, very quick. As you can see, he did a 1:33.2 compared to Valtteri's 1:33.5, which is a full second faster than Max Verstappen in P3. That is an interesting figure to say the least. Though I wouldn't be surprised if I'm surprised rather that he only had to make one stop. I would have thought that he'd have damage from when he took us out in the first lap. But if we look at the standings, you can see that we are actually very, very close to Max Verstappen, and also Lewis Hamilton, who we are actually level on points with now. We've fallen behind the Ferraris, unfortunately, in the constructors, but it could be worse. It could be much, much worse. Well, we have ourselves the interview process. Your team must be ecstatic with how you're performing. Today was pretty decent. Yeah, I don't just see the smile on their faces. Hopefully that'll get us some nice acclaim. We're basically just looking for... Yeah, no one wants to be the person to back down. We're looking for anything aero or chassis related, but unfortunately we've got nothing there. But anyway, that's the interview over, and I think it's about time that we go back into headquarters, don't you? Right then, so we're back into the main menu, back in the headquarters, and we are actually going to be choosing our secondary sponsor. Well, second sponsor, if that makes sense. It's a little bit confusing. Now, I had a look at Moon to achieve first for 4 laps. I think that's achievable, because the next couple of races are pretty good ones. Vietnam maybe not quite as much. Score more points than the team directly above you in the vehicle comparison. Now we can definitely do that, but the weekly income isn't quite as good. Serene, I would take him. I honestly would, but I just don't actually like the way that it looks on the car. I just don't think it looks very nice. We've got Atlantic, Equator Oil, DBS Optics, Piante, and I don't really want to go too low. What's Atlantic saying? Nothing much. Can store 10 points. Achieve a top 10 finish. That's definitely doable. That is 100% doable. We're going to do that. So we are going to sign for DSB Optics for our third sponsor on this car. If we quickly go over to customization, and let's stick some of these onto the car. Hopefully this looks nice. It looks nice so far, I must admit. How much better does that look on there? Nah, it doesn't look nice. Right. Right, we need to make sure that TriStar is the main sponsor being shown, because they are our primary sponsor. I think I might put TriStar up here and maybe move I'm going to move DBS Optics there, and then I think that is a cracking looking car. I do want to change the side pod though. There we go. We'll change that to optics. I know that's supposed to be, actually no, what we're going to do is we're going to do the opposite. We're just going to mess around with it a little bit. I'll probably cut some of this out, to be fair. Stick with optics up there. And I think we're going to keep TriStar on here. And we're also going to put it here, because it is our main sponsor, and we do need to show it off. We do need to show it off a little bit. So we've got, I think DSB Optics looks very, very nice on our car. I think it looks very, very nice. Right, there we go then. Perfecto. That is what our car is looking like so far. I just need to grab a quick screenshot. Right then, so moving forwards, we're going to go to facilities, and we are going to be purchasing a new upgrade in the durability facility. We're going to go into the R&D tree as well, and we're going to purchase our first powertrain upgrade, which should be coming for the Monaco Grand Prix, just before the Monaco Grand Prix, so it'll be ready for then. We've got the Dutch Grand Prix and the Spanish Grand Prix to go. Obviously we're missing out certain Grand Prix because we're only doing a 16 race calendar. Just wanted to miss out some of the ones that I knew weren't going to be entertaining, as I have explained before. So next time out we're going to be in the Netherlands, at Zandvoort, one of my more favoured tracks. I really do enjoy driving it, and hopefully we'll be able to get ourselves another decent result. Hopefully we'll be able to get inside the top 10, get our sponsor bonuses, maybe lead a couple of laps to get our other corporate sponsor. Obviously we need to score 5, score 2 points in the season, which now just seems ridiculously easy, and then achieve top 10 finish. So actually we are very much in the money here, and it shouldn't be too hard to be upgrading our facilities at all in any way. Right, I'm going to fast forward to the Dutch Grand Prix. I'm going to do our activities here, and then I will sign off after doing the press interview, and we get one in there. We'll do a bit of chassis as well. We've got no other 1 days, do we? This one takes up 3 days. Yeah, we're going to go with that. Right, I'll see you in the press interview.
Okay, we've had the new parts come through from the fabrication process. We'll have them with us for the next Grand Prix.
Okay, so some of the new parts have come through. We're still a little bit behind the Alpha Tauris, but the new downforce upgrades have come in, the new durability upgrade has come in, and chassis is looking good, and we've got a new development part coming in for the Monaco Grand Prix in 2 races time, or 2 episodes time. But right now we do have a press interview. Let's see what Mr. Joe has to say. I believe that's his name. What's his name? Or is it Will? I think it's Will. Or Rob.
Well, it's great to be back at your headquarters, and I've got to say, an awful lot's changed since we were last here. Let's dive in.
Let's absolutely dive into some questions.
Going for the Constructors' Championship this season, or just for
That's a very good question. I think if we're lucky there will be a few podiums this season. We've already done that. We're planning on getting plenty of points. Not really. We can't go for the title. But I'd say we're still developing as a team, but we're hoping for plenty of points.
Would it be safe to say that in terms of team orders, your career comes first in your team?
Absolutely not. There are no team orders here. If my teammate is better than me, then go for it. You know what I mean? Like if you're going to be earning our team more money and more resource points, then why would I complain? Why would I complain?
Your team's been picking up points fairly consistently. Do you think you'll be able to become a challenge to the top teams in the future?
Absolutely. Thanks to our friends at TriStar, we have the resources to do that now. That would be very nice. That is our aim. It will take time to get there. You can't build a championship winning car overnight. That is very true. However, tell that to Mercedes. Obviously they didn't do it overnight. I am joking, but yeah. I don't think this is going to affect us too much. I think this is going to affect our claim. This one's probably not going to do too much, that one either. So I'm going to do this one actually, thanks to our friends at TriStar. Oh, sponsors giving us a bonus. That's what I like to hear. How are they settling in? I'd say Mick is loving the car. We'll just say Mick's liking the car, because he's not the best. We don't want to say that he's doing well, but...
Position. How long do you think it will be before you can challenge the big 3?
The big 3 being Mercedes, Ferrari and Red Bull. I think we've managed to make it this far, just a matter of time. Not quite. I think maybe next season, the season after, we'll definitely be able to easily battle for the front couple of spaces on the grid. Helping my sponsors, still a lot of work to do. But let's go help with our sponsors. Our sponsors giving us another bonus. Absolutely beautiful.
Thanks so much as ever for your time. It's hugely appreciated.
Absolutely no worries, my friend. You have just given me some very nice bonuses, and I can't wait to see what they are. So then, as we can see, we have actually got some bonuses, some very nice bonuses. You can see that our cash has gone up to 900,000. I don't know how much that's actually gone up by, but it's definitely gone up by a little bit. I think we're just going to quickly skip through towards the Dutch Grand Prix. Make sure that we've got everything ready and in.
Sooner or later, you'll probably be asked by the media who you consider to be your rival. Think carefully who you select. While you will receive acclaim for beating them, you'll lose acclaim if you fail to do so.
Okay, so it sounds like we will be choosing our new rival, which is very, very, very interesting, very soon. Possibly even at the start of next episode, because I'm going to have to leave this one here, I'm afraid. It has been an absolute pleasure as always. The China Grand Prix didn't go quite to plan, but I think we made the best of a bad situation. And next time out, we're going to be at the Circuit of Zandvoort, one of my favourite tracks on the calendar, and I think it's going to be a very, 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 very interesting Grand Prix. I will see you guys on the other side. Like if you haven't already, and subscribe if you're new around here. Put that notification bell on, because I can tell you there will be another episode coming out very, very soon. See you guys later. Bye bye.